Welcome back to another episode of Interesting True Crime Media. I'm your host, Ball, and today I will be giving my opinion and reactions to an inmate who was unalived less than 24 hours in prison and was serving a DUI sentence. That's crazy. My God. All right, y'all already know the formalities. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the content so we can keep everybody aware of all the madness that's going on out here in this world. All right, without further ado, let's go to work.
Well, it was just supposed to be a 90-day DUI sentence at the Cumberland County Prison, but 41-year-old Eric Garner never made it home, unfortunately. In fact, less than a day after he was booked, he was beaten to death, allegedly by his own cellmate. CBS 21's Kennedy Miller spoke to his family, who say they are completely heartbroken and they want answers tonight.
But this was just cold-blooded murder. He murdered him.
I still feel like it's a nightmare. It's not real.
On October 23rd, 41-year-old Eric Gaynor took his last breath. He was a father, brother, son, and beloved bartender from Williamsport. His family tells me he was known for his kind heart and humor.
He took a kind, gentle soul. Eric wouldn't hurt a fly. And for his last moments to be that fear.
He just had an energy that was undeniable. He touched everyone that he was around.
Gaynor had just started a 90-day DUI sentence on October 22nd. His girlfriend, Tessa Shorb, dropped him off that afternoon, never imagining it would be the last time she saw him alive.
I told him that, don't worry, it is one of the safest jails, the nicest jails. Like, it's gonna be easy. You're gonna get through it.
But the next day, she got a call no one wants to receive.
I mean, it wasn't even 24 hours from when I dropped him off at 1:30 to Wednesday when I got the phone call from the warden.
Investigators say the man that you see on your screen, 33-year-old D'Angelo Nallon, walked into Gaynor's cell, beat him to death while he slept. Nallon is now charged with criminal homicide and remains in custody at Cumberland County Prison.
It was tough to see him like that. I'm really mad.
I don't know why you would beat somebody like that, no matter what was said or anything.
He took the better part of me. I mean, if I could trade places with Eric, I would have, in a heartbeat.
As the family continues to grieve, they're holding on to memories of who Eric was.
I mean, we made it through the worst of circumstances together. And somehow I think we became somewhat respectable men. He was an awesome dad.
The biggest dorky dad joke teller ever. He just loved to make people laugh.
And even as the family celebrates his life, they can't help but ask how this happened.
You know, with brain injuries, there's seconds matter. Seconds matter. Minutes matter. How long was he there? How long did they keep him in their infirmary? How long did it take for somebody to come to his aid?
Now, I have reached out to the Cumberland County Prison to get those answers for the Gaynor family, but they say they cannot comment as it is an ongoing investigation. If you would like to help the Gaynor family, they have created a GoFundMe. It can be found on our website at cbs21.com. In Cumberland County, Kennedy Miller, CBS 21 News.
So unfortunate what the family has to go through, especially the kids who now don't have their father. So you heard Kennedy mention a GoFundMe. So this is a live look at it right here. You can see that it's raised so far more than $6,500. So if you would like to donate, it's on our website, cbs21.com.
You know, whenever I do one of these stories, I always like to start, especially if it's if it got something to do with somebody being unalive. I like to start with condolences to the family because, you know, regardless of, unless it's a form of self-defense or anything like that, you know, I don't think nobody deserved to die. This kind of hit close to home because I've been in prison. I've been charged with DUI multiple times, and by the grace of God, I didn't hurt nobody, nor did anybody hurt me at those times when I was incarcerated. So I start out with that first and foremost. Nobody deserved to die. They just go to show you how dangerous jail and prison is. I have this saying that I had most of the time when I got in trouble, it was surrounded by drinking and driving. So I had to change my life around then. And realize like it can just be just like that, like a little trip to the store, and you thinking it's harmless. So I know some of the most, from what I've seen, some of the most honest people who've been charged with vehicular manslaughter, based on them just drinking and driving. So that's dangerous. One of my saying is that don't take irresponsibility on the road. If you're gonna be irresponsible, stay at home. So this is a tragic thing, but it goes to show, and hopefully this channel can shed light on a lot of the wickedness that's going on out here in this world. I ain't no telling what the situation could have been about, but less than 24 hours, in my opinion, I think either somebody knew him or they had to have known him, like to be incarcerated that short amount of time, and something happened. But they go to show you, man, like prison is just like that. So you have to be careful. Like some simple as and I don't, as far as the laws of that state, I know where I'm from in Georgia. DUIs usually carry the max probably like a year if you got to do any kind of jail or prison time. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be a habitual violator. Habitual violator like multiple times within a certain amount of years. So like I say, condolences to this family, and let this be a warning to all. Don't let this tragedy go in vain, because I've been guilty of drinking and driving myself, and I know most of people who watching this video been guilty of drinking and driving. So thank God that nothing happened to us, and if it did, we was able to make it through those situations. All right, y'all, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this particular story. And my motto: the only time crime pays is on the internet. All right, this Ball. I'm signing off.